Let's get nuts into what the hell? Oh, my camera. What is going on with my camera? Of course. Gee, what? Uh-oh. All right. I have no idea what was happening with my camera. It just shut off. Hold on one sec, guys. Of course, of all days. Disconnect. We're good. We're good. Wi-Fi on. Okay. All right. Why the hell was the camera off? Come on. What are we doing here? Anyways, all right. Let's just start the show. Not sure why that happened, but hey, you know, it's a hot day today. It's hot in this room. Blows up the internet. Yes, presses one, blows up the internet. Welcome to Film Junkee Live on your Wednesday hump day. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Hopefully that doesn't shut off again, but if it does, hey, it'll be a fun show. Maybe I'll just do an audio-only show. I don't know, but hit that like, thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, do all the things, of course, and hopefully you guys had a good couple of days. We'll be talking some DCU news. Hey, we got a new Superman still that a lot of people were saying the same thing about, of course. This should have been the first Superman still. Yep. And then, see that little, something's going on. Camera's not connecting with the Wi-Fi. And you know what? We'll be all right. We'll be all right. We're going to talk about some latest trailers and everything. I don't know. I had my second topic. I was flip-flopping on what my second topic was going to be, but oh, it's just been that kind of day, guys. Bear with me, especially when it comes to this room, probably about 90 degrees right now. It's pretty fun. So let's see who's out there. See who's currently out there. Hey, we got Game City Savior finally got to play Power Stone on Capcom Fighters 2 Collection, and they took out all the grinding to make new weapons and collect characters. It's all there. It kind of took the fun out of it. All right. I don't exactly know all what that means, but hey, sounds good. Hey, there's Mama Film Junkee. Hello, Mom. Good to see you. Love you. Oh, let's see. We got Ninja Gamer 13. Great trailer, but insufferable reaction. Like, okay, you're talking about people? Either we're finally getting real Superman when it's literally doing the same thing BVS did that they're saying was bad, or anything. Again, stop using literally wrong, you know? Because the B in BVS, I don't remember seeing a Batman in there. Just saying. Literally there would be a Batman in there. But okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, that's fine. Yes, everything's insufferable. Die-hard Snyder fans are insufferable, and die-hard Gunner fans are insufferable. They're both insufferable, okay? Pick or choose which one you want to think, who is the most insufferable one. Shano, what's happening? Welcome to the chat. We got ahoy hoy, Mr. Jason McKenzie. Good to see ya. We got Monique right here. Happy Wednesday. I got to spend a few hours at the DMV renew. Oh, that always sucks. But I'm good for another 8. Yeah, seriously. Oh, man. That's the worst. Definitely the worst. See, the camera went off again. Oh, no. Okay, hold on a sec. Disconnect. Let's see if I can figure this out here. Okay, now let's try to reconnect to it again. Oh, this is fun, guys. Right? The texture reminds me of the maintenance suit, but this is a much more flattering look at the working man Superman, yeah? I remember you always bringing that up, which, you know, I do appreciate that for sure. Give me some time here, guys. I don't know what's going on with my camera, why it keeps disconnecting from my computer and everything, so okay, we'll see what happens. But Tony Movie Chappy Neil, D9 Neil, Blomkamp fan. Hey, Dave. Question, why doesn't Zach pitch his Sucker Punch director's cut to someone like Shout's Factory or Arrow that are willing to put it out long-awaited director's cuts? All right, so my camera is not connecting to my computer. Not sure why. Okay, hold on a sec. I don't know why it was working fine earlier, now it's not working fine. Yeah, this is just how my week is going, folks. Target not found. All right. Well, that's great. All right. Hold on a sec. Give me a second here. Hello again. Let's see if that actually works. I don't know if it's going to work. Might have to cut the stream short because, yeah, this has not been my week at all. Let's see, who else is out there? We got Mama Film Junkee. Ayo, what's going on versus Cedo? And did someone say literally again? Yeah, people like to use that word literally wrong. What's up, guys? Cheers from Atlanta. Good to see you, Lex. All right, new Superman still, y'all. Time to panic. I know, right? Yeah, my camera is not connecting to my computer, so this is not going to work. It definitely is not going to work. What's going on, Axel? Good to see you. Kind of sad you guys got to swim through a bunch of pictures to find the one with the most satisfying shot of the suit. I don't know what the hell that even means. CM Punk, you don't like the suit, then you shouldn't like the image. It's that simple. Okay. Okay. All right. Sweet. So, great. Not sure what the hell's going on. Trying to figure out what the hell usually fixes this, guys. Sorry. Like I said, camera was working. Now it's not working. It's trying to connect to my computer, but sadly it is not connecting to my computer, so it's going to end up shutting off like every 5 minutes. Okay, yeah, it's not connecting to the computer. I'm not sure exactly why, but this is fun. Just consider it acoustic, yeah, right? It's like, yeah, me unplugged. Literally, right? Yeah, it's not working. Damn Snyder bots. My God. All right, so let's... why is this not working? I know there's been a fix before. Yeah, I'm not sure what the hell's going on. Ugh. Not found, okay. Yeah, not sure what the hell. Okay, yeah, technology sucks like this. I mean, I'll tell you what, my week has not been good at all. Good Lord. Okay, so I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. I'm down for no video, but I need video. I need video. That's the thing. The way that the channel works, I need video. What was the fix? There was a fix before that used to happen. I don't know. What was the fix? There was a fix. Hold on a sec. Okay, let's try it again. Come on. So I unplug the camera. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Yep, still not happening. Yeah, if I unplug everything, it's going to take forever to do everything. So, yeah, it's just not working. I am not sure why it's not working, but it's just not working. Oh, man, I should have double-checked this. But, hey, what can you do? I know, it's like ASMR. I should just start eating something, sipping things, and saying all the things, right? Okay. Of course, it has to be on today because, you know, we're going to be interviewing somebody on DC Fanimated later. Of course, that's what's going to happen, right? Target not found. What the hell? Okay. Well, yeah, this shit's just not going to work. Jesus, I don't know why it's doing that. Why was it doing this? This has happened before too, and I'm trying to remember exactly why. And I think maybe it was because I had to reboot everything. And if I have to reboot everything, I'm just gonna have to end the stream, so it's just not gonna happen. Alright. Come on! Think positive thoughts, please! Jesus. Oh, it's not happening. Nope. Yeah, and just doesn't want to connect. All right, well, I know, tech, it's freaking 90 degrees in here. It's just, yeah, it's just not finding it. Why the hell is it not doing that? So freaking weird. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Why is it just dropping like that? Probably because it's 90 degrees in here. Could be that. I don't know. Maybe it's that. But if I reboot everything, it's just that the stream's just gonna end. That's why I was just hoping that it was just like, oh, come on, connect. But it's not gonna connect. One more time. Yeah, turn on the AC. The AC is on, Virgil. The AC is pure dog shit in this house. It is terrible. It is absolutely terrible. I don't know. I keep touching it. What am I going to do? I got to do something. Got to hold on. Let me try something else. Let's see here. Let me see if I got to open up the app that it's supposed to connect to. Maybe that'll help. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I think we got it. We got it, folks. I think we got it. I think we got it. All right. Okay, I see that it's up right now. I think it was just the app wasn't syncing. Because usually when I turn on that part of the camera, the app automatically just opens up on my computer, and it didn't do that. So I had to manually open up the computer. So let's see if that works out. All right, guys, I think we got it. Jesus Christ. That's a hell of a start to Film Junkee Live. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, good thing it's Wine Wednesday. Yeah, that's right. I'm still drinking wine. Chilled wine. Yeah. Definitely chilled wine. Yeah, I know. Hopefully it's not gone. Should be all right. All right. We're so back. You know, I love that saying. Okay. All right, guys. I think we're good. I think we're all right. I just had to manually open up the app. I was like trying to think. I was like, because it's happened before where my computer and, my computer and my camera, apparently when I wasn't looking, they were having some kind of relationship issues. Is that what was going on? You and you? Oh, are you fighting? What's going on, huh? You look at somebody else? Did you look at somebody else's camera and the computer wasn't having it? I see what happened. You guys got in a little tiff. All right? But hey, I'm gonna bring you two together, and hopefully it's gonna remain that way. All right, that's all I'm saying. Restore Film Junkee Live, and that's what's happening. All right, so you gotta love that too. I also have water too. Don't worry, I'm not like just sipping wine. I also have some water here too, because it be hot. All right, let's go ahead and get started. What's the shirt? What's the shirt I'm wearing? I'm wearing a Film Junkee Matrix shirt. And then, yeah, if you guys want to, of course, check out the Film Junkee merch, down below, check it out. But, all right. I know, right? That's probably why what's happening. The machines are, like, taking over or something like that. But, okay, let's get on with the show. Hopefully you guys have had a good couple of days and everything. And you know what, guys? You guys might be cool. But you're not as cool as Tom Cruise eating popcorn, because Tom Cruise just can't eat popcorn like a normal human being because Tom Cruise is not a normal human being. In fact, he might be an alien. And yeah, this video was roaming around because he's making the rounds in movie theaters and everything like that, promote Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. And yeah, again, it's like, what the hell, dude? You can't even eat popcorn like a normal person. You got to be this cool.
YouTube channel at some point. And tomorrow night,
look at that. It's just like, I don't know. Why does Tom Cruise just look really cool eating popcorn like that while he's just chilling before he gets invited on?
My YouTube channel at some point.
What is it? He's got, I mean, everybody always talks about aura. Dude's just like fucking got aura right there.
Which is the BFI Fellowship.
I mean, he can't just, you know, just do that. He's got to throw that into his mouth. He's got to make sure that popcorn hits the back of his freaking throat. That's right. He can't just do it normal. He can't do anything normal. That's what it is. It's what it is. Throwing back that popcorn. Absolutely crazy. All right. Well, all right. Yeah, we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna switch up the second. Topic here to Snyder Cut stuff because that's what I meant to do. But anyways, Sophie Turner. I don't know why I thought Sophia, but it's Sophie Turner. Now, we don't know what's going on when it comes to the Tomb Raider series that's supposed to be happening, I guess, on Amazon or something. Remember, we were hearing that there was a lot of money that was already spent, but nothing has been, pretty much it's just been in production hell. I don't know how true that is, but apparently that was a thing that was happening. And then we heard news that possibly, oh, no, it's still on track to actually happen. And if you guys remember, Sophie Turner was cast as Lara Croft to play Tomb Raider. And apparently, well, I mean, I don't know if this is any indication that, yes, it is in fact happening, but she definitely got in Lara Croft shape. Look at that. Look at those abs. My God. So she wanted to show it off while she was swimming the other day. Show off the guns. Show off the abs. Yeah, she's definitely got in that shape. Holy Lord. Look at that. My God. All right. I'm a fan. I mean, jeez. She definitely got in that superhero shape. Superhero type shape, but she was like rocking those abs, rocking all that. And I'm sure she's just sipping water because, you know, I mean, it could be vodka. Again, you know, that's, you know, one of the reasons why vodka is my choice of drink is because, well, it could be pretty, you know, it's pretty light. It's pretty light. Just saying. So there could be like some vodka soda water in there. She could still get a little buzz. She has an X. She has an X right here. I'm guessing because obviously we know she was part of the young X-Men crew, so I'm guessing that's why she has that X right there. So I like it. I like it. Holy Lord. But yeah, look at her go. Look at her go. All right. So originally my second topic was going to be about this stuff, but I realized, oh yeah, yesterday was a 5-year anniversary of when the Snyder Cut was announced. So I'm actually going to talk about that instead. So ignore the fact that I have this Jurassic World little thing right here. We'll talk about the two trailers the trailers that I actually wanted to talk about just real quick right here, as opposed to having an actually a topic. I'd rather talk about Snyder Cut as an actual topic because there's something that also came about when it comes to the Snyderverse world that I actually want to, you know, talk about as well. And it's kind of an interesting thing when I saw there was like an interview from somebody, well, from two people, I guess you could say, from the Snyderverse world that recently talked about things, and then some things were passed around. I went, oh, wait a minute, there's some inaccuracies right there. But how are we feeling about the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer that just came out? I will say, best trailer so far, and yeah, Gareth Edwards, you really have my attention now. This trailer right here starts off very much like, oh boy, what is happening? Oh, let's start off scary. Oh, of course, there's always that one person that gets left, that gets trapped, and then of course they're going to be eaten. But the visuals look good, everything's looking good, and then of course they talk about this island being this. We got the T-Rex in the water, which is originally in the first book. Of course, people are raving about that. Everything's looking good. I mean, it's Gareth Edwards. He's gonna give you quality visuals, for sure. Rexy. So keep on going. You got some pterodactyls. You got a cute little triceratops baby. And then you got this ugly freaking creature. And you got Scarlett Johansson screaming. Whoa! You got a lot of water. There's a lot of water. There's a lot of water that's happening in Jurassic World Rebirth. That's for damn sure. So, yeah, I'm there. And then of course we also got this too. We got the first Welcome to Derry trailer as well. That's going to be on HBO Max. This is looking pretty good as well. Annie Muschietti. New HBO original. They're not going to say Max, of course, but it will be on Max. And they're going to be showing a lot of, okay, so build it up. Oh, we're hearing about stories, about interesting things. We got bikes. We got all kinds of things.
No adult's ever going to believe what we saw.
Got creepy people.
You kids, keep your noses out of
In the pipes.
Where it all began. Don't look down the drain.
There's something bad here. Derry.
Whoa, there he is. There be Pennywise. Pennywise. I like it. I like it. And you know, I mean, I enjoyed the It movies. I know the second one wasn't as good as the first chapter, you know, and the reason why, and I always had the theory of the reason why the second chapter of It was not as good is because it didn't have the kids. They were grown-ups. It had a different impact. It's different when it's kids and it's different when it's grown-ups. That's why part 2 just didn't feel like, okay. It's a lot scarier when it's kids, when it's children. That's just a fact, no matter what. With anything, anyway, you know, it's always, when it's children, it's a lot, it just gets amped up. So when the second chapter, I mean, obviously when you watch the miniseries, they did like a really good job of like, you know, balancing it out. They kind of bounced back and forth. When it came to the, you know, when they did the miniseries back in the 90s, they kind of you know, went back and forth a little bit. But when it came to It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2, it was like, okay, first one, it's all the kids. Second one, hey, that's when they're adults. And then we occasionally get a little flashback. But, yeah, Pennywise is back. Pennywise is back. Okay, and then there's this too. Speaking of Jurassic World, IMAX, Jurassic World. Guess what? Jurassic World Rebirth will not have an IMAX release. What? July is way too stacked. That's right. DC and Marvel were like, nope, we got it. Sorry. We're taking all the IMAX screening. I don't know. What comes out before that? Something else comes out before that too that most likely has IMAX. See, that's the thing is like, when it comes to July, as much as I'm looking forward to how stacked it is, F1, that's what it is. F1. Thank you, D-Man. F1 is coming out before Jurassic World, and they already locked down IMAX screenings as well. So the thing is like when it comes to June and July, I mean, it is pretty stacked. Next month and the month after is pretty damn stacked when it comes to blockbusters. I mean, you want to talk about blockbuster season? It's fucking blockbuster season when it comes to right there. But at the same time, you know, Jurassic World gets screwed over. I would love to see it on an IMAX screen, but look what's happening. And then you kind of wonder, okay, how long is Superman going to be in IMAX screens? 1 or 2 weeks? Probably 2 weeks until Fantastic Four takes over IMAX screens. That's what's going to be interesting. There's going to be a fight for IMAX screens. It's going to be interesting to see. And it's happening, folks. It's happening right now. It's happening right now. I need to look into this, and I don't even know what the hell it is. I really don't know what the hell this is, but Michael Bay is making it happen, folks. The Skibidi, I don't even know how to say it. The Skibidi toilet movie has begun production. That's right. This right here, Michael Bay is bringing to life this right here. This is crazy. I don't get it. I don't get it. And it's so funny too, because not only was that released, but Michael Bay even was like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by this. And he actually released something too right here. This is Michael Bay on Instagram. They are coming. Bayham. So people looking up, and then there's the title right there. What the hell is going on? I don't even know what the hell that is. I really don't. It wasn't until that Michael Bay was going to be directing the movie that I knew what the hell this was. That's what's so crazy about this. That's what's so crazy. Who knows? But there you go. It's in production right now. So it's Michael Bay. I'll watch it for sure. We lost Norm, man. We lost Norm. And I don't, obviously, what am I talking about? Obviously, Norm from Cheers. That's right, George Wendt. He passed away yesterday at the age of 76, so he lived a pretty long life. And obviously, he was known very much as Norm. He was also one of the guys in Saturday Night Live that, the Bears. But yes. Who bellied up to the bar to betray the beer quaffing everyman Norm Peterson for all 11 seasons of the fabled NBC sitcom Cheers, died at 76. So may he rest in peace. George, Norm, great side character, man. He lived a good life, though. And then, of course, there's some things, too, that the follow-up from that. So there is still, in Boston, there still is a Cheers bar. And yesterday, and I'm sure today, Cheers in Boston has a stool and beer reserved for George Wendt, who played the beloved character of Norm on the show. Of course, he died. So, yeah, they have a spot at the bar, the Cheers bar, that has a beer poured, flowers, and then, of course, his picture right there. So, yeah. Again, may he rest in peace, man. May you rest in peace. I watched Cheers a lot. Mama Film Junkie was always watching Cheers, so I watched Cheers. I need to, revisit Cheers, I think. Now that I'm in my 40s, it's time to revisit. Obviously I'm drinking wine, but, should be a beer, I guess, to represent Norm. Oh, man, this is finally happening, too, guys. This is finally happening, but, of course, I just realized who the damn source is, and I hate it, but I'm gonna look away. That name right there, and you guys know exactly the name when I show you this right here. But it's kind of funny because, 2 years ago, I went down the rabbit hole of these. I mean, they're AI videos. They're made with AI, or at least they're made with something. I'm pretty sure it's AI, but it's a very interesting concept of the fact that we live kind of in a simulation, or we live kind of in a simulation, and every now and again, somebody might stumble upon the Backrooms. Have you heard of the Backrooms? You might stumble upon, open up a door, you find some hallway, you find some craziness that's happening in these Backrooms, and then, of course, what ends up happening? Some creatures show up, some weird creatures, and then, of course, now you have to escape. But if you've ever gone down the rabbit hole, if you're ever just scrolling through or something like that, or even just type it in, type in the Backrooms and see some of the craziness you get. A lot of water slides, I've noticed, when it comes to videos about the Backroom. But apparently, A24 is finally, they're going to be actually making a movie about the Backrooms. And Chiwetel, I can never say his name, but you know who it is. And then, of course, Kristen Milani are in talks to star in A24's The Backrooms, directed by Kane Parsons. This is just a simple little shot when it comes to the Backrooms. That's one of the creatures that you'll see if you see some of the main Backrooms shorts right there. Yeah, you'll see something like that. But I mean, yeah, if you go down that rabbit hole, which I have gone down that rabbit hole, and they still show up on my feed, and I still will watch them. They're creepy. It's creepy. It's just like an alternate. It's like being in a dream. And then a lot of these Backrooms, they look like 70s, 80s, architecture kind of thing. It just looks just so dull and weird and everything. And then, yeah, a lot of water slides. I don't know what it is about Backrooms and water slides, but there's a lot of water slides. But they say don't ever ride the water slides in the back rooms. So that's going to be, I'm all about that. I'm all about that. All right. Let's keep going. Keep it going. Keep it going. All right, we got this too. So we know there's a new Street Fighter movie that's actually going to be coming out, and that thing has been up and down. We kind of heard like there was a director attached, then he wasn't attached, now he's attached again. But all right, but apparently, yeah, it's still going to be happening. And did you guys know this? That I mean, Jason Momoa, he's a hot commodity right now. But this was the latest when it came to Street Fighter. Jason Momoa and Roman Reigns are in talks to star in the live-action Street Fighter movie. What? Okay. Who the hell are they going to play? Well, we got a little info on that from some of the guys who've, meaning the main guy who's actually running when it comes to Nexus Point News right here. Apparently, he's already nailed it down because I was going, well, who the hell? I mean, Roman Reigns, I mean, I know he's like a popular wrestler, and I'm not into wrestling, so I'm going, okay, maybe he's Vega? Is he going to play Vega? I mean, he kind of, he's a little too old to play Vega. He's supposed to be like young and pretty. And then I was like, who is Jason Momoa going to play? But then all of a sudden this came about. Oh, is Jason Momoa playing Blanca? Okay, that kind of fits. Oh. I was like, all right. So Jason Momoa, he's going to be typecast as some, that's, hey, you're going to color your whole skin a different color, and you're going to have crazy hair and everything like that. After Lobo, they're like, yeah, let's make him Blanca. Let's make him Blanca. And then, according to him as well, said Roman Reigns in talks to play Akuma Matata. I have no idea who that is. That must be a newer character. I played Street Fighter 2 and 3 and a little bit of 4. I don't even know who that is, to be honest. I know Blanca. Blanca is he's definitely part of the initial Street Fighter story, but no idea who the other guy is. But Blanca, I could see Jason Momoa. I was like, all right, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. Duh. Okay, and then of course, guys, my God. Anytime Tom Cruise posts a video, and of course, he's been posting videos as well as the Mission Impossible Twitter handle, and every time they do it, I hold my breath and I pucker. I clench. Because every time they post a video, it's just Tom Cruise doing Tom Cruise things, and you just go, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, again? Look at this guy. I mean, this guy.
Low-level flying.
Low-level flying.
There is absolutely zero margin for error.
Zero margin for error.
Between 5 and 20 feet above the water, above the rocks.
Jeez, look at how low they're at to the water. My God.
For correction, the plane is going in.
So I just spilled my water everywhere, by the way, because Tom Cruise made me nervous. He made me nervous, so I just knocked over my cup, this trusty little cup of water, all over the place right there, because, damn it, Tom Cruise, you make me nervous. You make me nervous. No margin for error. Oof, jeez. Just crazy. Just crazy. That's the way he is, though. That's the way he is. Tell ya. Guy's insane, but we love it, right? We absolutely love it. All right. I didn't spill milk, no. Luckily, there's nothing down there that's important. That would have sucked if it was like I spilt it on like my actual computer or something like that. But I'm like, oh yeah, good job. Good job. I'm telling you guys, been that kind of week. Work has been kicking my ass. It's hot. Oh, man. Thank God for wine. Anyways, but yes, guys, just a reminder, like Scott and I are going to be talking to Ernie Altbacker, who has written numerous DCAU movies. He's going to be joining the DC Fanimated stream tonight at 8 o'clock Pacific time. So we're going to not be talking about an episode. We're going to be talking to him about his movies that he's been involved with, and then, of course, how he got into the biz. And yeah, there's even something that I want to bring up, too, that he did early on that's right up my alley. So it's going to be a good conversation. So Go ahead and check that out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, of course. Do all the things. Now let's get into the DC news. Okay, so what's happening with DC news? Okay, so there's some couple of things that I wanted to bring up as well. Okay, so we got okay. Well, first off, I already talked about Amelia Alcock the last on Monday. On Monday's show, I talked about her, and she got asked about Supergirl. She's now in the world of, hey, you're going to be asked about Supergirl, and now you can't say a goddamn thing. Now she was on Jimmy Fallon, and sure enough, she was asked about Supergirl yet again. So here we go.
Yes.
Or the new Supergirl.
Yeah.
Buddy, no, that's massive.
I know.
That's great.
It's crazy.
Was it super fun?
It was super fun.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was super
That was
fun.
good. Did you
I know.
plan that
I did
before?
not plan that pun. I did not. I swear.
Oh, Jimmy
I swear.
Fallon's just so good at what he does.
Yeah. That
You've
one.
done this before.
You can tell by the grooves that that one was planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. What can we say about Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow?
We can say that I am Supergirl.
You're not allowed
Good
to
enough.
say anything.
I mean,
No, I don't want to get you in trouble.
I can't-
And it's your first talk show.
It's my first talk show.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
Please don't.
I won't.
I'm very good at that
I want
already.
you to come back. Come back.
I'll come back.
Thank you.
Yes.
You are the new Super.
There you go. There you go. She's a little cutie patootie, I'm not going to lie. I'm like starting to be like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. At first I was going, geez, because when I saw images of her in Game of Thrones, I'm like, yeah, she's got the resting bee face, you know? She's got that. She's got that resting bitch face. And I was like, okay, that could work. But now, as I'm seeing her now, I'm like, oh, okay. She's actually a little cutie. So, there you go. Amelia Alcock on Jimmy Fallon, and she can't say anything, of course. Of course she can't. Superman flying. Uh-oh, Superman is flying again. Let everybody know that everybody's going to start freaking out and start doing, that looks like ass. He doesn't fly. Oh, the biggest thing when it comes to this right here, because obviously there's motion posters, billboards, and everything out there talking about the new trailer online, which is interesting. You know, it's an interesting marketing strategy of like, hey, there's a trailer online, Superman, you know Superman, so let's show him flying. And of course, the comparisons and everybody on social media is going to start doing their thing, but I think this is in London. I think this might be in London or it's in New York. I don't really know, but here we go. So we got this right here, and there he's flying. Camera moves away, and then it moves closer, and now we're right up on him. So there you go. Ooh-wee. Okay. To me, that doesn't look that bad. But of course, everybody's going, oh my God, it looks like The Flash. I'm like, probably because the cinematographer of The Flash is also doing the cinematography for this. Maybe that's why? I don't know. And then, of course, naturally, since The Flash flopped, people are going, oh yeah, oh God, here we go. It's another, and I'm going, all right, I guess I'm going to have to be one of those where I can actually say that I enjoyed The Flash. It's not a perfect movie. It's just an enjoyable movie. I don't even call it a guilty pleasure. I just enjoy watching a Flash movie that has Michael Keaton's Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman. Yes, it has cheesy moments and cringy moments and weird moments. And yes, it has weird CGI in moments. I didn't think the flying was all that bad because obviously a lot of people were comparing to Supergirl flying just like that too, when she was flying alongside the Batwing, and I went, okay, but to me, that wasn't one of the bad-looking shots, in my opinion. I actually thought, that looks pretty good right there. For that, with the camera moving back, and then upon him, I was like, okay, that looks kind of cool. But I know, to each their own. There are people that are just going to nitpick the absolute shiza out of all of this. You know, what can he do? I mean, that's the thing. But yeah, that was being tossed around, of course. And let's see. Let me double check and make sure before we talk about that Superman still that there wasn't anything else. I know there was I don't know if there's anything else that we were going to be talking about. No, I think that was pretty much it when it came to there wasn't a lot of DC news. I know there was DC Studios showcasing the costumes at Las Vegas Licensing Expo. Oh, there is this.
Bad movie.
There is this. This brings me back to, 80s and 90s days. And I'm sure they do that. They still do this. But this, I mean, anytime there was a superhero movie, I shouldn't say a superhero movie, a Batman movie that was coming out or something. Obviously, you know, you had the figurines and then you had the commercials for those figurines. Here's one right here for Superman.
Man movie. Watch out! A giant kaiju monster is destroying the city.
He's destroying
this
the
looks
city.
like a job for Superman.
Superman,
He flies
Superman,
in
Superman.
with a powerful punch.
Oh, he's got goo coming out of him. What the hell?
Oh, the kaiju is reloading for a bigger battle.
Oh,
Call
we got
in
the
the
Justice
Gang. Get him, Green Lantern.
Boom.
Mr. Terrific teams up. Hawk Girl soars in to help Superman save the day. Boom! Slime time!
What
Superman
the
versus Kaiju Battle Pack. Other figures each sold separately. Superman
Sold
movie rated
separately.
PG-13.
Woo, that was intense. That was intense. I will say that was pretty intense. Jeez. Why the goo? Why the goo? Why Spin Master? Why are you putting the goo? He gets punched and then he goos himself? Okay. Something tells me that kaiju likes to be punched. All right. Anybody? All right. Okay. But I'm just saying that was... It's ridiculous, but hey, you know, it does bring me back to those days when you saw those commercials, especially during Saturday morning cartoons. Saturday morning cartoons, those commercials were every commercial break, which was great. Oh man, it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But you know, I could poke fun at it. I love it. I love it because I'm like, what is this? What is this? All right. Fandango. You do the Fandango Thunderbolt. I don't know. That doesn't even make sense. But Fandango has some exclusive. I mean, they have pretty much exclusive stuff. Fandango has all the exclusive new stills when it comes to July. They released the July stills. So they have a July for Superman, July for Jurassic World, July for Fantastic Four, and we mustn't forget that I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot is also happening. Yeah, that's right. July is just full of original movies. That's right, guys. Original movies coming out in July. I have to make that joke because, my God, guys, go see more original movies. I know we love this. I know we love the franchise stuff, but hey, we got to see the original movie stuff. But we have this Superman still right here. And when it got posted, everybody went, well, that looks pretty good. Why didn't you release that at first? This still right here. Everybody's going, yeah, okay. It's a lot better than the first one. He's standing there in the Fortress of Solitude, obviously looking at somebody and about ready to battle. Not sure exactly. He's not happy, but he's standing there. The suit looks good. This is probably the best shot of Corn Sweat as Superman so far. I would say yes. Everything about this still looks really, really good. So when people kept on saying, like, this should have been the reveal, yes. On one hand, yes, it should have been. This could have been the first still, and everybody would have went, all right, maybe they still would have nitpicked and tore it apart, especially certain groups in the DC fandom would have totally still ripped it apart. Yeah, 100%. We know who those people are. But when it comes to this still, I think it's really good. But at the same time, when it comes to the original still, I still go, you know what? I still go. When it comes to that original still, and I was thinking about it as I was making the thumbnail and I saw that image, I went, you know what? I still I actually appreciate that they released that original still of him putting his boots on, because that stirred up so much conversation and controversy that maybe I was like, I don't know. I'm not saying that there was like some brainchild behind it, like it was Jimmy Gunn's or like the marketing team going, yeah, do something a little bit more, where people question it. That way, people talk about it way more, and it is kind of interesting because how many times have I said it that the people who want Superman to crash and burn, they talk about Superman way more than the people who are hyped by it. It doesn't make sense. It's very fucking odd. It's something that should be studied, like what is going on with like some of these people out there that they constantly talk about Superman, obviously negatively, but they're talking about it way more, so the trending is just out there. The engagement is out there. The promotion of all this is out there. And the fact that they are saying stuff like, and I even made the joke yesterday that I said I'm not going to go see Lilo and Stitch because I hear that, tweeting about not going to see a movie is like the new cool kid trend. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna tweet out that I'm not gonna go see Lilo and Stitch. I am not gonna go see Lilo and Stitch because I keep seeing these guys going, I'm gonna stay home on July. I'm gonna stay home and watch Man of Steel. I'm like, okay, good for you. Nobody's making you go see Superman. If you don't want to go see Superman, don't go see Superman. But why the fuck are you talking about Superman 3 times as much as the person that's hyped by it? I don't know. But again, going back to this image, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's Superman and about ready to be like, hey, all right. He's about ready to like, all right, I gotta do some shit. Corn Sweat looks good right here. Yes, the costume is still the costume. I'm still kind of getting used to the chones, but hey, the chones, everything is looking pretty good right here. I'm just saying, it's a good shot. It's a good shot. Yeah, they could have released that at first, but at the same time, I don't know, maybe there was like a little bit of something where they wanted to stir some controversy. Yeah, show Superman putting on his boots while some crazy shit's going on in the background. That'll get people talking. I don't know. Maybe there was something with that. Who knows? But even the chones look okay right here. I know, I'm starting to come around on the chones. No, I don't think I'll ever come around on it. I'm still going to have lose it, free ball it. But I'm just saying, that is probably the best still shot of David Corn Sweat, in my opinion, right there. I don't think it should have been the first shot. I'm actually glad that it's not the first shot. That's my opinion. I'm glad it's not the first shot. I said it. I don't care. I do not care. Let's see. We got something new too. Let's see right here. So according to DC, okay, this is according to Puck News, Joe Shuster's estate refiled in New York State court seeking to block WB from exploiting Superman in UK, Ireland, Canada, and Australia. Here we go again. WB has until Friday to answer. A hearing is set for June 4th, ahead of the July 11th release of Superman. What is going on with the Schusters? Yep. Apparently, again, they filed. This is according to Puck News, though. I haven't seen this in any of the trades, but I'm like, Jesus Christ. Here we go again. Apparently, they're not James Gunn fans. They're Snyder fans. But hey, we could talk about Zach now. But of course, I'm not going to bring up the little decal because I changed it up. 5 years, guys. 5 years. 5 years since the Snyder Cut was announced, not released. I actually saw somebody who, he probably was like 8 years old when the Snyder Cut got announced. But I saw somebody who shows up on my For You feed. He's even showed up in my mentions, who's a diehard Snyder fan. And he said, like, 5 years ago, we saw the Snyder Cut. And I'm like, no, dude. That, you just kind of gave me that you're a grifter if you didn't know your timelines. You can always kind of spot a grifter when they don't know their timelines and everything. And I'm like, yeah, I don't remember this person. I'm not going to go into it. It's just kind of funny when I see stuff like that. Anyways, 5 years ago, yesterday, the Snyder Cut, or I should say Zack Snyder's Justice League, was officially announced. And I did post my first reaction to that news, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a backstory because it was interesting during that time, because this was like when the pandemic started. This was when the pandemic started, and we were already leading right into the pandemic, because I think the pandemic and closures and everything started happening, in like March? It was like March and April, so we're talking about May 20th that this got announced. And it was funny because in my line of work, I was not working from home. I was obviously going into an office, and work kind of shut down. A lot of things shut down, especially in my line of work. And it was just, it was kind of like, oh man, okay. So you don't want me to come to work? They're like, no. You're going to have to use some of your paid time off because there's no work right now. And I went, okay, well, we were already having word that the Snyder Cut was actually going to get announced. There was already like word, and there was a lot of build up. But I'm going, okay, so there's actually a Vero live stream thing that's happening with Zack Snyder for Man of Steel, celebrating that anniversary on May 20th. Oh, that's when it's going to happen. That's when it's going to happen. I'm like, cool, sweet. And then of course it was on a Wednesday. I get called into work. I get called, oh yeah, hey, guess what? We have some work for you to do. And I went, of course, of all days. Today, but of course I wasn't gonna not go into work and be like, nope, sorry, not gonna go into work. So when I recorded my first reaction, I was in a work vehicle because I had to do some fielding. But yes, look at good old film Junkee right here, 5 years ago.
Hey,
Still same glasses.
Yeah, caught the end of all.
Yeah.
Jesus! It's happening!
And yes, very cringy
HBO
to watch
Max.
myself do this,
It ended
but
up
yes.
working, but I'm out in the field. We're all talking about Snyder Cut.
But yeah, there's my
Graphic
reaction right
message.
there.
Wait, like you guys for sticking with me through this whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
There's still a ways to go. That we know it's going to get released.
Yes, it is.
Somewhere. We know for a fact it's happening now. So high five.
All right, there you go. God, I hate watching myself. Everybody does, right? I'm like, good Lord. Even 5 years ago, I'm like, Jesus Christ, look at me. Look at me right there. I was so young. No. Well, I was still in my 30s. But yeah. There it was right there. But yeah, I remember I was out in the field. I was out in the field because, you know, in my line of work, I was like, I had to like basically doing a survey kind of thing because some work was going to need to be done in a certain location. So I have my phone and I have an earbud in, and I'm listening to, of course, Zack Snyder, Deborah, and Henry Cavill talking on there. And then, of course, there was some fans that got brought about. And then, of course, naturally, they did announce it. And, of course, let's watch that video because I know it's always fun to see that video of, like, everybody it being announced right here. It's just a quick little video, but it's pretty sweet.
What's that?
I reckon you should show it.
And then Cavill's like,
Why
I
do you
reckon
think
you
I
should
should
show
show
it.
Yeah, I think
I
we
mean,
should.
I reckon
Well,
it too.
no disagreement here.
I think that, I mean, I don't have I can't show the movie right now, you know, because it's still a little bit to do. But I mean, there is this. I have this. I don't know if this is helpful. See that?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my
Wow.
god!
Look at that.
Is this
Sorry for
stereo?
Very nice.
Yeah. Get the hell out of here! Oh my god!
Oh my god.
So that's coming.
There's a little thing there, you know.
It's a little thing. It's
Little
not to
thing.
be too, what do you call it? You know.
Don't get too hyped up about it.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
I mean, the good news is
chill out.
there's one little piece of bad news, and that is that it'll probably be in 21, the actual release, because we got a little work to do.
Forever
But
21.
we're doing it. So
Forever 21.
get ready.
It happened. What a great day, right? What a great day. Cavill there to be there with his blue tank top, of course. Good stuff, but yeah. So it was really awesome. I mean, yeah, it was just one of those things where I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it actually happened. I can't believe it was actually happening. Like, holy crap. Crazy. But I did want to bring up this. I wanted to bring up this. Speaking of like during that time and everything, I saw this was being passed around. Let me find it here. Let me find the actual video because let's see. Because there was an article that did come out, but there was also a video that was being passed around. And it was quite interesting. It has to do with the Snyderverse. It has to do with let's see. All right. Has to do with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, of course, who played Thomas Wayne. And then, of course, you have Lauren Cohen, who was playing Martha. And we only saw them at the beginning, but this has to do with, like, being cast in that world. And then, naturally, what was that supposedly going to be leading to was a Flashpoint kind of movie. And obviously Jeffrey Dean Morgan was going to be playing the Flashpoint Batman, which, you know, would have been so awesome to see, and he would have fit perfectly when it came to that. But this is recently when, I guess, their Den of Geek, they posted this right here, this interview with them.
Was it Zack Snyder's purpose to kind of play a joke on people by having you both play Thomas and Martha Wayne, or was it like your suggestion or something like that at that point?
Yeah.
That was the first time we'd ever met or worked together. Truthfully, Zack was going to do more movies, and that I think that there was a time when Flashpoint Batman would have seen these two characters in a much bigger role, and that was part of the Zack world of all of it. And then that never got a chance to do that, unfortunately. But it was the first time that Lauren and I met. I remember meeting her, and she had just started The Walking Dead, and I was a huge fan. So I remember peppering her with a lot of questions about The Walking Dead. I think Zack luckily just put us together. I don't know why or how, other than maybe thinking into the future what could happen. I think that's Gimple, because maybe more of the joke is him casting us opposite each other. Yeah.
So that was being passed around, and people were saying like stuff like, especially right here, where Zack Snyder's Flashpoint Batman actor finally gets confirmed 2 years after the DCEU ended. And also, the individual who posted that was saying like, oh yeah, you know, Zack Snyder intentionally cast Jeffrey Dean Morgan because he knew that, oh yeah, it was eventually going to get to that Flashpoint Batman, so it would be perfect. And I went, pump the brakes, pump the brakes. Not entirely accurate. You know, not entirely accurate. I just, you know, I'm sorry guys, that I'm one of those guys that go like, well, here's the facts though. It's like the Harry Lennox situation when it comes to the Snyderverse, okay? I know, guys, I'm gonna be that guy, but I just wanted to be like, but this is what's really brilliant about the whole thing. This is what's so cool about everything. Is like, when you cast somebody like, for instance, Harry Lennox, you cast him in Man of Steel, all right? And he was not supposed to be Martian Manhunter in Man of Steel, but then when you lead into BVS, and then you're seeing the fan theories, hearing the fan theories, you go, oh my God, that actually fits. That actually could fit very well, and it fit very well. But originally, Harry Lennox was not cast to be Martian Manhunter at the beginning, just like Jeffrey Dean was not cast as to be that Flashpoint Batman right at the beginning. But as time went on and the story started, oh yeah, maybe we could do this, it would have fit perfectly. And the reason why I know this is because I asked Zack himself.
Did you have it in your head when you cast Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne that, hey, eventually this guy could play a Flashpoint version of Batman? Was that ever a thought?
Listen, I'm going to say, I'll be honest, I don't think it was.
Okay.
Although I will say that I love Jeffrey Dean, and I cast him because I liked the idea that Thomas Wayne was like a bit of a tough guy, like not a pushover, right? And kind of maybe it's part of the reason, you know, I think that I like also the duality of that might have been the reason why they got shot, you know, was that he didn't give his wallet right away. Like he tried to fight back a little bit, you know, which I think also is like a thing that has haunted Bruce in some ways. Like, cause like I did that shot where, you know, Jeffrey Dean makes the fist, right? Mm-hmm. And it looks like he's gonna try and punch him, you know, that's right in front of the kid. And I thought that was like a pretty, you know, that's like a pivotal sort of moment for Bruce, you know, how do you confront violence that's like completely, you know, life-altering and unfeeling and merciless, you know, like you have to sort of become that yourself a little bit. So it's kind of anyway, not to go on a tangent, but
I love it.
But yeah, no, but when I did hear about that, I was like, oh, that seems like an easy.
He's perfect. I mean, you had him as a comedian, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, clearly he could do the work. Like, that's no problem.
So yeah, So Zach didn't initially, again, it was just because Zach is so good at casting, things just ended up falling into place. And eventually that would have fell into place. So when I was seeing all that, I hate being that guy. Maybe I do love being that guy. I don't know. I'm just going, well, let's get the facts out there. And that's what happened. But at the same time, I love it. I love what Zach, I could listen to that man talk about filmmaking and casting and him talking about actors all the time. But so it wasn't initially, cast. It just would have fell into place because, eventually they're going, hey, maybe it would have gotten to this point where, hey, when we get to the end of this, 5-part Superman saga that I want to tell, then we could do a Flashpoint thing and then we could reboot the whole thing. I can walk away and do my own thing. Again, WB, if you would have just let the fucking man do his thing, we wouldn't have been in the mess that we were in the past few years. I'm just saying. I always said that because Flashpoint would have already came out. They would have rebooted, and then Jimmy Guns could have still came in and done a different version. It would have been all A-okay. But of course, Warner Brothers couldn't help themselves at the time. Your Toby Emmerichs, your Suji Haras, your fucking Jeff Johnses, your all those guys decided to just be like, no, we don't want that, blah, 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 blah. Fun fact, I had COVID right there. I don't know if you guys, I've talked about that before. That stream, which was a 2-hour stream, that was a bunch of streams all together. And Mr. Chris Wong Swenson and I were going to have Zach on. I had COVID. I had almost 101 fever right there when that stream was happening. I was doing my best. It was hot. And I was drinking bourbon because my throat was so raw. Yeah, I had COVID right there. That was the first time I got COVID. I probably had it again. But that was the first time I got COVID was right there, man. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Ted. Zach saved my life. He saved my life. So that was good times. It was kind of cool just like going back because I was like, wait a minute. When I started seeing that video getting tossed around and people were saying like, oh yeah, he cast Jeffrey Dean because he knew he was going to be the Flashpoint Batman. I was like, no, I don't think that was the reason. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I asked him. And then, talking to somebody and then going back to that stream. I thought it was the first stream that he showed up on, but it was that one. But anyways, good times. That was a fun stream, I remember. I just remember after that, I was like, all right, I'm done. And I got onto my couch with a blanket because I had the shivers. Yeah, I was pretty sick, but I held my own. I'm telling you, bourbon does wonders. But I remember just grabbing my blanket and then I just like got on my couch and I was just like, yeah, I was sick right there. Not just sick in the head, but sick. Anyways, okay. Enough of that. Enough of reminiscing about all that. But it was, man, I tell you what, it sucks that Warner Brothers just could not let Zach do his thing because it would have been done by now. It just would have been done right now. Would there still be a crazy discourse? Most likely. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? All right, let's talk about reviews, man. Let's talk about reviews. What are you guys seeing this weekend? I'm seeing Mission Impossible Final Reckoning tomorrow with Papa Film Junkee. We're going to be seeing it. Long movie. I forgot that it's almost 3 hours long. It's like 2 hours and 49 minutes or something like that. So looking forward to it. Yes, it's gotten some mixed reviews. I saw the internet reactions and I went, oh boy, yeah, it's probably going to, be a little choppy, most likely. But hey, I'm still, this is my most anticipated movie of the year because I love this franchise. I was doing a rewatch. Sadly, I haven't watched Rogue Nation yet. Probably won't watch it. I'll probably just watch the rest of them, after this weekend. But, it happens. I'm just way too busy with work and everything like that. But let's go to the Devil Fruit site and see what's happening with Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. It's certified fresh at 79%, 210 reviews. Gargantuan in action, runtime, and scope, The Final Reckoning is a sentimental send-off for Ethan Hunt that accomplishes its mission with a characteristic flair for the impossible. Nice. So let's read some of these reviews right here. We won't go over all of them. With an exhilarating first half and a second half that's unbelievable, Ethan Hunt is officially the superhero who had me singing The Greatest Man Alive, but with a smile. Once Cruise and Macquarie expunge all of the Osmondius from their systems, the Final Reckoning manages to deliver the goods, or at least make a decent case that Cruise has earned the right to become his own biggest champion. And then we have a bad review right here. Final Reckoning produces some of that razzle-dazzle you're used to, but it's drawn out with nonsense that feels like the filmmaker struggling with what to make of what they've created or how to neatly wrap up everything. An entire generation has grown up learning what a movie is from Mission Impossible. Cruise has taught them that it isn't a conglomeration of CGI pixels or green screen fakery, but something of genuine awe and, at its best, sublime artistry. I really love that from Miss Anne Hornaday from the Washington Post. That's a good one right there. I love that. God knows Macquarie and Cruise have earned their double-decker climax, but amid the brooding sprawl, I wanted less big-screen doom-scrolling, less self-indulgent gravitas, and less of the unspeakably boring villain. Between wanting to give a proper send-off to the franchise's most loved characters and wanting to advance its overwrought plot, the film repeatedly goes too far with its somber, reverential tone. And then let's end it off with one good positive review right here. This franchise has class, always has, plus it has the virtue taking as a 29-year entity of having had striking variety of directors at the helm. Well, except for the last three, I guess. Like I said, those first four movies, you had 4 distinct directors with those first 4 movies right there. So at least they had that. But I can't wait. But that's not the only movie that we got coming out this weekend. That's not the only one. I got all hot right there. Woo, man. Like I said, it's hot in this room. We also have another movie that's coming out this weekend, which I think is probably going to be one of the biggest movies of the year, if not the biggest movie of the year. But what's kind of interesting about the fact that, oh yeah, this is most likely going to be the biggest movie of the year, the critics aren't as kind as you would think they actually would be, especially when it comes to a Disney movie. 72%, that's right, 72% with 79 reviews. Recapturing the adorable charm of the original, if not quite matching its rambunctious sense of imagination, Lilo and Stitch emerges out of the crate as one of the better live-action remakes of a Disney classic. Huh? So here we go. Here's some of the reviews right here. Starting off with the bad one. The Disney live-action industrial complex has made a lot of strange decisions, but fundamentally misunderstanding what makes one of their most universally adored characters worthwhile may be its most egregious. Okay. Every scene with the titular characters feels alive and put a smile on my face, though I cannot say the same about the Catch the Alien plot mechanics. Huh. So that's kind of like a good review, but not. It's kind of like a mixed. So watching Living Lilo and Stitch with an adult eye, if you remember the original film, you are missing things you probably liked, and there are elements that feel like they are right out of a Sid and Marty Croft kids series from the 70s. Lilo and Stitch isn't Disney's best live-action remake, but it's definitely not the worst. See, that seems like, okay, mixed. This is pretty much a shot-for-shot remake of the animated film, and why would I want that when I can just watch the animated film? Thank you, Rachel. That's how I feel. The blue alien still has big teeth, but no bites. Given everything modern visual effects could have accomplished, this remake feels disappointingly and aggressively bland. Ooh, let's end with a good one right here. Lilo and Stitch is a beautiful adaptation that carries the sweet heart and soul of the original and gives the characters more authenticity and dimension. The duo's growing love for each other is touching as they both learn what it means to be a family. family. There's somewhere Vin Diesel's going, what'd you say? What'd you say? Anyways. So Lilo and Stitch, I still think it's going to be probably, if it could be the biggest movie of the year. It's tracking for good numbers. The last numbers that I saw that it worldwide, it's tracking at almost 300 million. Mission Impossible, not tracking as much, sadly, and we already know that apparently this rumor of the budget was $400 million. Like, yikes. Like, apparently it went way over budget, which I kind of go, why? Was half of that budget the insurance policy on fucking Tom Cruise? Is that what was going on? Maybe. Scientology better be paying some fucking money back when it comes to this movie. The money that it loses, they better be like fucking, paying some of that culty scratch that they got maybe. I don't know, but you guys know I'm going to see Mission Impossible. I have no desire to see Lilo and Stitch. I have not seen the original animated film because I was not a Disney kid. I don't care. So I'm going to go see Mission Impossible. So look forward to my first reaction review tomorrow. And then finally, you guys want to see something crazy that came about today? I mean, AI, dude. AI, man. A freaking I. And we got all these different companies that are trying to be like, oh, guess what we're doing with AI? Guess what's happening with AI? AI. Look at how we're... I mean, when AI was like first like coming about, it, when you saw like videos a couple of years ago, you went, okay, that looks like ass. Why does everything look all weird and blah, blah, blah this, blah, blah, blah that. But, it's quick. It's very quick. So there's a video from VO3, and it's created by Google Flow. And it's pretty crazy how good this freaking looks. And yeah, some people are like, oh shit, here we go. Look at this video. Look at this right here. This is all AI.
I want no bullshit. You stay on my 6 at all times.
I mean, you can still kind of see some of the seams, but this is a big step up.
What the hell happened here? Where are the bodies?
It's a big shootout. There you go. So, yes, it does look better, but at the same time, you could still see the seams. And then, when it comes to this whole scene, it's like, what's happening here? It's just guys doing That's where you start seeing, okay, not quite there yet, but it's getting there. That's the thing. Like, when you saw that opening shot, you could have probably been like, well, that seems like a real movie. Of course, when it starts getting into the heart of the whole shooting up and, all the stuff right there, that's where it starts falling apart, because it's like, okay, what the hell is actually happening? Or, these guys are shooting at each other? What's going on? That's where it starts falling apart. But at the same time, that opening shot in the van or in the Suburban or whatever the hell, that looked really good, and it's only going to get better. Like a year from now, that thing's going to be... But at the same time, I just go, you know what? Again, I think people... Again, using AI as a tool is one thing. To help with certain things, like I've said it before, I use AI tools. I do. I'm not afraid to say that I do that. Sometimes when I need a certain image for a thumbnail, I might have to use Grok or some kind of AI. Hey, I need something. Or if I want to use something within a clip, yeah, I'll do that. But it's not often. And then, of course, there's an AI tool within my editor that creates the subtitles for my clips. I'm not going to type out the entire thing because I don't have time to do that. So there's certain things, yes, that I'll utilize that. But to do an entire fucking movie where they're talking about, oh yeah, we could make like an entire movie for $500K. it's just not going to feel real. People are going to reject that. It's just one of those things where people are going, if you're going to try to make an entire AI movie, people are just going to reject it because they're not going to feel, it's not going to feel real. It's going to feel, it's just like how people are rejecting fake meat. All right. Remember when they were like, oh my God, yeah, we're coming up with this fake meat, this Beyond Meat, all Beyond Burgers and all this stuff. And that was supposed to be like the new trend because, hey, it's healthy. It's this, that, and this. Turns out not healthy. Turns out that people are like, this is garbage and they don't want it. And the stock tanked. The thing is, yes, it's scary, but at the same time, I think people are going to be like, yeah, that doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel authentic. Why would I actually want that? You know? You could utilize tools, sure, and help, but you still need that human element. You still need actual actors. You still need actual filmmakers. You still need that kind of stuff. You can't just like generate it like that. Nah, it just doesn't work. It still is not going to work. But there's nothing wrong with utilizing as a tool, I say. But to do the entire thing is bullshit. And even though that looks good, you can still feel the fact that no, it's ridiculous. So we'll see what happens when it comes to all that. But that was a little like, oh yeah, that was being passed around, and it was like, whoa, that's definitely got better. It's definitely gotten better. Okay, what do we got here? There are some things I actually did skip, but they weren't that important. All right, who do we got? What do we got here? Just making sure. Tell you what. All right, Twitter questions. Eric, 5 years ago, I just happened to have the day off, and I made sure not to get my hopes up with the live stream despite all we've heard. Then Zach showed the poster, and I screamed to the mountaintops, yeah, we did it! We did it! We did it! All that hard work paid off, yeah. Obviously, Eric and I, we've known each other since the early days of the Snyder Cut movement, and I'm always glad to talk to you, Eric. Always glad to see you in the Super Chat. Always glad to have conversations with you when it comes to Patreon members streams, which hopefully we'll have one in the next couple of weeks. Just been pretty busy with, every weekend just seems like something's been happening. So maybe not this weekend, but the following weekend, we'll see what happens. This weekend, though, is Memorial Day weekend, so definitely not. Then we got Lane right here. Hey, Dave, since we're in the middle of Mission Impossible Final Reckoning release, did you watch the one Tom Cruise movie, Rock of Ages, where he actually played guitar and sang his songs in the movie? Yes, I did. I did watch Rock of Ages. That had like a star-studded cast. I didn't really like it all that much. He was pretty good. You know what? It was fine. People could say what they want, but it was an awesome movie. Mr. Nobody, on one hand, yes, the new Superman still looks great, but on the other hand, I guess Gunn wanted to give a more real gritty feel to his Superman, and that not everything that comes from the MCU or former MCU is just clean cut. Not everything will be perfect, but let the guy cook. Good way to say it, Mr. Nobody. Devin Wooter, hi Dave. Mission Impossible 8, do you think it will be a #1 at the box office? No, because Lilo and Stich, god damn it. If Tom Cruise did a reboot of Mission Impossible, do you think the main lead should be a man or female? I think they should have an entire, if they do a Mission Impossible reboot, they should have, have like the constant team and the Good Morning Mr. Phelps kind of thing, What's your favorite moments from the Mission Impossible movies? There's too many to list. Way too many to list. And then, here we go right here. Dylan G right here showing off some of these videos that you could find about the Backrooms that people created. And again, it's a lot of water slides. Of course, they have that nostalgic music with this one. Usually it's creepier music.
If you ever find yourself in an empty water park and the exit has
I remember I actually saw this one on my feed. But yeah, it's all, for some reason, when it comes to Backrooms, there's water slide, which kind of looks like fun, but then it's very creepy at the same time. Jamon, yo Dave, you remember you made a video about Collider making a hit piece about Snyder Cut is a dangerous precedent 5 years ago? Yeah, I did remember seeing that. Even if Zack did finish his trilogy and James will be making his Superman, a lot of people will start comparison and they will accuse Gunn for copying Snyder regardless of who is making them. Gee, I wonder if they're actually doing that. And I have no idea what the hell this is, but somebody named Media Cringe has a crush on me, and I can pretty much guarantee it's a he are in there right there. So, oh, I tell you. Yeah, I mean, they could continue it with Palm or Haley, depending on what happens in the next one. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, guys, no members-only stream. No members-only stream. Because like I said, we got a more important DC Fanimated stream that's going to be happening in a half an hour. So I'm not going to do a members only stream this week, guys, because I want to make sure we're all good and everything is all set for our guest that is happening. And guys, watch the DC Fanimated stream if you're very curious of talking to Ernie Altabacker. Is that what his name is? Altabacker? I always get the last name screwed up. Yeah, Altbacker, not Altabacker. Altbacker. And here, I'll even show you guys. Just look at some of the stuff that this guy has made right here. So here's his IMDb page. He's written movies that you love in the DC animated world. Co-writer on Justice League Warworld, Green Lantern, Beware My Power, DC Showcase Constantine, The House of Mystery, Injustice, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, DC Showcase The Phantom Stranger, Legend Quest Masters of Myth, which is not DC, but hey, he did Batman Hush. So a lot of things. Justice League Action, Teen Titans The Judas Contract, Justice League Dark. So he's written a lot of this, and he was a staff writer on Green Lantern the Animated Series. He's also done some Ben 10, JJ the Jet Plane, done just a ton of animation stuff. Spider-Man Secret Wars, and so many things there. So that's who we're going to be talking about in like a half an hour on DC Fanimated. So keep it right here and ask some questions. I'll try to pull some questions from the chat if you guys have a good one that we can pull out and ask him right there. So no, we're not going to be talking about an episode of anything DCAU. We're just going to be talking to him. So good time. So join that, and that's pretty much it, guys, for this Wednesday. Sorry for the opening technical difficulties. Again, these two, my camera and my computer, apparently they had a little fight. I got to be like a little bit of a marriage counsel here, a little couples counseling. I got to make sure these two are in sync. Got to get them back in order, I guess. But anyways, guys, should be fun. Half hour from now, DC Fanimated, check it out. Other than that, look forward to my Final Reckoning review, and then of course Vodka stream on Friday. We'll be talking about all things that happened this week, as we do. All right, guys, hit that like, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, do all the things, and like I said, no members stream, just because I need to make sure everything's good in the next half hour. And but yeah, I'll see you guys on Friday. Love ya. Talk to you later.